We recognize that behind every policy announcement are real people making difficult decisions about heating versus eating, medication versus rent, and countless other impossible choices that no Australian should have to face. The recently announced welfare payment adjustments, while technically an increase, reveal a troubling disconnect between policy intentions and lived experiences. These indexation-linked increases supposedly reflect inflation and rising living costs, yet the methodology used often fails to capture the true extent of financial pressure facing Australian households. Pensioners receiving the age pension will see their fortnightly payments rise by amounts that, when broken down to daily budgets, barely cover the increased cost of a loaf of bread and a litre of milk. JobSeeker recipients, already surviving on payments widely acknowledged as below the poverty line, receive increases that fail to address the fundamental inadequacy of the base payment. The disability support pension adjustments, while welcome, don't account for the exponentially rising costs of specialized medical care, adaptive equipment, and accessibility modifications that recipients require. Single parents juggling work and childcare face increases that are immediately absorbed by rising childcare fees and school expenses. For senior Australians particularly, this situation represents more than financial stress, it's a fundamental threat to dignity and quality of life in retirement. Many work their entire lives contributing to the nation's prosperity, only to find themselves choosing between essential medications and adequate nutrition. The Commonwealth Seniors Health Card, while providing some pharmaceutical benefits, doesn't address the broader healthcare costs that escalate with age. The pension loan scheme, though available, essentially asks seniors to borrow against their homes, often their only significant asset and source of security. State-based seniors cards offer minor discounts on transportation and services, but these pale in comparison to the mounting costs of utilities, healthcare, and basic necessities. The recently expanded work bonus allows pensioners to earn additional income without affecting their pension, yet many seniors face age discrimination in employment or health limitations that make work impossible. The termination of Energy Rebate Scheme strikes at the heart of household stability, particularly for those already vulnerable to energy poverty. These rebates weren't luxury supplements, they were essential supports that made the difference between maintaining a livable home temperature and risking health complications from extreme heat or cold. Elderly Australians, whose bodies regulate temperature less efficiently, face genuine health risks when forced to limit heating or cooling due to cost concerns. The scheme's credits, automatically applied to electricity accounts, provided predictability in budgeting that allowed careful financial planning. Without this buffer, households face the full brunt of an energy market characterized by volatility, infrastructure charges, and wholesale price fluctuations that show no signs of stabilizing. The mathematics of survival becomes increasingly complex when analyzing the net impact of these changes. A typical pensioner couple might receive an additional $40 per fortnight through indexation, yet face quarterly electricity bills increasing by $200 or more without rebates. This represents a real income reduction disguised as a payment increase, a phenomenon economists term nominal gain with real loss. Regional and rural seniors face even steeper challenges, as energy costs in remote areas typically exceed metropolitan rates due to transmission distances and infrastructure limitations. The Australian energy regulator's default market offers provide some protection against extreme pricing, but these safety nets are designed for market failure prevention, not affordability assurance. Renters, particularly senior renters who represent a growing demographic, confront unique vulnerabilities in this changed landscape. Unable to install solar panels, upgrade insulation, or replace inefficient appliances, they remain captive to whatever energy infrastructure their landlords provide, often outdated systems that consume excessive power. The National Rental Affordability Scheme offers limited relief, with waiting lists stretching years and availability concentrated in areas that may not suit seniors' healthcare and support needs. State-based rental assistance programs vary wildly in scope and accessibility, creating a postcode lottery of support that leaves many without adequate help. The intersection of rising rents and increasing energy costs creates a squeeze that the modest welfare increases cannot possibly address. Various government programs exist to support senior Australians, though navigating these systems requires considerable effort and knowledge. The Home Care Packages program provides varying levels of support for seniors wishing to remain in their homes, from basic assistance to complex care needs. The Commonwealth Home Support Program offers entry-level services including meals, transport, and home maintenance. The Aged Care Quality and Safety Commission oversees standards, though recent Royal Commission findings highlight systemic issues requiring urgent reform. My Aged Care serves as a gateway to these services, yet many seniors find the online-focused system challenging to navigate without assistance. State and territory governments offer additional programs. New South Wales provides the Seniors Energy Rebate, Victoria offers the annual electricity concession, Queensland maintains the electricity rebate and reticulated natural gas rebate, while other states provide varying levels of support through different mechanisms. The psychological toll of constant financial vigilance cannot be understated. Senior Australians report increasing anxiety about their ability to maintain independence, with many delaying necessary medical treatments or skipping medications to manage costs. The social isolation that results from being unable to afford transportation or social activities compounds health challenges, creating cascading effects that ultimately increase healthcare system burdens. Mental health services through Medicare provide some support, but wait times and gap payments often place these services beyond reach for those who need them most. The recent expansion of telehealth services offers improved access for some, though digital literacy barriers and technology costs create new forms of exclusion for others. Financial support services and advocacy organizations play crucial roles in assisting seniors through these challenges. The National Seniors Australia organization advocates for policy improvements while providing practical resources and information. Financial counseling services, available free through the National Debt Helpline, assist with budgeting and negotiating with utility providers. Centrelink Financial Information Service offices provide free, independent information about retirement income streams and investment options. State-based seniors advocacy groups offer localized support and representation, understanding the specific challenges facing their communities. Emergency relief services through organizations like the Salvation Army and St. Vincent Delaware Paul provide crisis support, though demand increasingly outstrips available resources. Looking toward the future, several concerning trends emerge that suggest current challenges may intensify without significant policy intervention. The proportion of seniors renting rather than owning homes continues to rise, creating a generation facing housing insecurity in retirement. Healthcare costs grow faster than pension indexation rates, gradually eroding purchasing power for essential medical services. Climate change drives extreme weather events that increase energy consumption needs precisely when affordability decreases. The digital transformation of services, while offering some efficiencies, risks excluding seniors without digital skills or internet access. Intergenerational wealth transfers become increasingly important for senior welfare, yet not all seniors have family support networks or inherited wealth to rely upon. The path forward requires both individual action and systemic reform to address the growing crisis facing senior Australians. Immediate steps include conducting thorough reviews of all available concessions and ensuring enrolment in every applicable program. Energy providers must be contacted to discuss hardship programs and payment plans before bills become unmanageable. Shopping around for better energy deals, while time-consuming, can yield significant savings over standard rates. Small behavioral changes like adjusting thermostats by just 1 or 2 degrees can meaningfully reduce consumption without severely impacting comfort. Community support groups provide both practical assistance and social connection, addressing multiple challenges simultaneously. Most importantly, seniors must overcome reluctance to seek help, recognizing that accessing support services is a right earned through lifetime contributions to society, not a sign of failure or weakness. The dignity of Australia's senior citizens depends not just on individual resilience but on collective recognition that a wealthy nation must ensure all its elderly citizens can live with security, comfort, and respect.